Shalom, shalom. Your favorite Aki here. Decided to jump on real quick. Just came home. Was planning on getting out in the yard and doing some work. But when I pulled up, I noticed that the pond was a little high and it's encroaching upon the grass and it's flowing over here. Got some tracks. We'll come back to that I got to cover back up from the cars and trucks that were driving back and forth to remodel my lounge. So got to cover up some tracks. But it's the part of owning land that, you know, it kind of goes under the radar. Like everything doesn't always go well, and you got to find a solution. So I had to come in and let some water out of the pond because it's flowing. I'm not sure if you can see it all the way over there. I can't even zoom in on this camera here. But it's flowing, and it was starting to come over on the side and over the tracks, and then kind of creating a little ravine where it's getting wet down here as well. So in order to keep the water in this pond high, there's a little hole down here. You can see the snow. That's what's causing it. You see, that's snow that's melted. Can't even move that. So as it's getting warmer out, that's starting to melt with the rest of the snow from the area on top of it's raining. It's causing excess water that goes up over the edge some. So this summer I'm going to try to figure out a better venting process other than just this hole here. There is an overflow tube that goes under the ground, under here, and it comes out over here. But I'm not sure if the ice is blocking it or anything because it's just flowing very slowly out of there. See how slow the overflow is going? So there must be ice over there that's blocking it from, or something that's clogged on there. But I unplugged it, so I got a nice flow coming from here. And as long as it's unplugged, it'll come through, and it pretty much stays in the stream. Although I know I'm going to have to probably reinforce some barriers along the way. It just started raining now, so, and probably got some more rain coming throughout the night. So I'll leave that unplugged, and that flows down into this second pond back here that is still all the way frozen. Got some downed trees I got to take care of. So if you're ever thinking about getting some land, you can't be lazy. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of setbacks and things. So it's flowing into here, but with the ice that's already back in here, wondering how that's going to take place. The temperature as it warms up, I think it's supposed to be in the 50s next week, and I think 60s one day next week. So that should melt some of this pond here, but that's going to flow. And there's another creek that goes on the outside that leads it off the property under the bridge and across the street. So but yeah, so just wanted to jump on. Got some water down here from the rain. That's how it is. Like everything is not going to always go easy, and if you're looking for easy, then you're probably looking for something that's less than your full realized talent. Easy is it's been, you know, I think they got rid of easies when they stopped giving kids naps in school, and those who choose the easy life is probably going to live a hard life. That's why they say, there's a saying that says, if you do what's hard, you can enjoy what's easy. But if you do what's easy, you're going to suffer for what's hard. So you got to choose which one you're going to do. So a lot of tracks and stuff that I got to go through here. And I'm doing this not just to do a video, but just also to kind of document the journey along the way. I kind of do like the water flowing like that a lot better, because when it's plugged up, it's just kind of a little stream coming through. Not sure if you've seen the other videos, but I do like the force of the water coming down. So I'll do some landscaping over here. That's going to be a big project right there, this bridge. Redoing this bridge, clearing that out and making it more structurally sound and more appealing. But that's going to cost some money. I think that's going to start at about 10,000 on up to do it the way I want to do it. So I'm gonna have to save up and start pinching some pennies to do that. But I wanted to come and talk about these tracks, because that's sometimes in life, like, people come into your life, and although they may have been there for a season, when they leave or when they come and go, they leave tracks in your life. And you're gonna have to, you can either turn that whole track into a trail, or you're gonna have to go through and do what's necessary to get the help you need, whether it be therapy, whether it be self-care, self-love, or whether it be words of affirmation and things that you're telling yourself, just to kind of go back to making it whole again. So I'm showing what's tore up right now, but eventually this is going to be right again. I'm going to go through and I'm going to smooth out all these edges, and then what I'll end up doing is going to get some dirt to backfill what's been washed away. But just like these, just kind of get it out the way. Started plugging up some of these holes. But I advise you to do the same. You know, do a inventory of your life and see what tracks, and because some of these tracks could be bad habits, where you hitting the snooze button and you got a track record of being lazy. Some of these traps can be bad relationships where you just not vibing, you're not on the same page. And the scripture talks about how could two walk together unless they agree. But y'all got a track record of not really being in agreement, so it's just looking like a mess. Some of you got a track record of being unemployed or underemployed, and you just can't seem to get right. So it's time to go do the work. Like, just acknowledging that it's a track there, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. But it's when you put in the work to go in to start covering up some of this track. And even when you cover it up, look at this. It looks like a mess. The grass over there, obviously just coming out of winter, the grass is not going to be super green, but either way. But you look at this, it looks like a mess. And it's going to take a lot of sweat equity in order to get this thing back right. And that's the same with your life. You can't be taking extensive time outs, or you can't be being on delayed and detours. Like coming out of work today, got to get out in the yard. Now, you could normally get out of work and say, I put in my 8-10 hours, which I did 10 hours. Plus I get up early to go to work. So I've been up since 3:45, 3:50 this morning. And now it's about 4 in the afternoon. So that's already 12 hours on the day, and still got some yard work to do that's not going to do itself. So I was just looking at a video, and I didn't actually click on it, but I may after this video, and it would say maximize your 5 to 9 o'clock. So maybe after this video I'll go watch it. But even just looking at the title, maximize your 5 to 9 o'clock, that's generally the time when people are getting off work and they're trying to relax. They didn't went and worked on other people's vision and dreams for 8, 10, 12 hours, and then get off work. It's time for them to relax, to watch TV, maybe have a beer. And I still may go grab a beer while I'm out here doing this. But that 5 to 9 o'clock, that's prime real estate time for really developing yourself to the highest version of yourself. So I'm gonna go watch the video in a bit, but I know just seeing the title that I'm going to maximize my 5 to 9 o'clock. So when I get off work, make sure I'm doing something productive and not just spending my leisure time in entertainment, because that's how it happens. You enter and then you're tamed, and you realize, and then you look back and you're like, man, where did my week go? Where did my day go? And I didn't get nothing on my to-do list done. So you got to be intentional. So I'm going to be intentional from that 5 to 9 o'clock. And really, since I get up at about 3:45, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock if I hit the snooze button. And but I have to be to bed early. You can't burn the candle at both ends of the wick. So you can't stay up late and get up early. So really that 9 o'clock is when I started to wind down, at 8:30, 9 o'clock. So that 5 to 9, 5 to 8, I'll probably, dedicate to doing some work. And then after 8, just kind of wind down and do something of that nature. And I'll adjust summer hours, because in summer stay lighter longer. But You can see the trails. Some trails are lighter than others. So I had to go back and plant sand. You know, I had to do the camouflage Connex out there, storage area for all my stuff out here. But yeah, giving you the before, after, and I noticed the short time since I started unplugging this, the water has receded some. The water was, like I said, it's coming up and over here. But since I unplugged it, and you can see better how the ice is right up against the bridge where it's melted. It was covering the whole thing, but now it's just right over the top of where that hole is. So it was probably blocking that pipe. This outlet pipe is right up in here. So I can see right now that ice is probably preventing or push something stuff up against that pipe to prevent it from flowing with max efficiency. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind, maybe put something around it in there. But it's starting to recede some. So it's just about managing it. It's not about how fast you can get it. Once you get it, you got to learn how to take care of it and sustain it. So it's one of those things. So I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to go maximize my 5 to 9, and I'm going to go cover up some more of these tracks. So you start covering up the tracks in your life and get busy being the best version of yourself. Shalom, shalom.